Just a note before we get going. Sabina and I have decided that episodes with guests may contain language that may be strong for some listeners. Well, Sabina is being mean and making me do the intro this time. So, you're listening to Creamhouse, White Trim, and Other Modern Horrors.
You sure are.
And we have a special guest today.
Also, you're Liam, and I'm Sabina.
I'm Quinn. I'm the guest.
Quinn is the guest. This is a podcast where we walk around and we critique the house paint colors of houses in our neighborhood. And today we're in sort of a fancy schmancy neighborhood with nicely mowed lawns and curvy streets. So that'll be super fun. I never say super fun. What's going on?
You don't? Do you not? You totally say super fun.
I say super annoying, but I don't say super fun. Anyway, Quinn's here today. Quinn is
Quinn Thomas is a long-term friend.
Yeah, a long-term friend. Our contract does not end for a while.
You have another 10 years at least.
Yeah, I would call her an accomplished cane wielder.
That's true.
A very good. She does a very good.
Everything. I'm actually really good at everything.
Yeah, I would say everything. She really, the way she eats Cheez-Its is really audibly dexterous, I would say. And she's got very cool hair. So
I do. My hair is banger.
Yeah,
It's red-ish.
It's reddish. It is reddish. And welcome Quinn as the first guest on Creamhouse White Trim.
How about this thing?
Oh,
I like how it's how I describe it is if you've played Minecraft, it's like what the color that raw clay is, except slightly more blue.
There's sort of a theme with me going back to the roof, Quinn.
Oh my God. Liam thinks the roof is important.
It matters.
The roof is important.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's a dark grayish, blackish, with undertones of blue. That works really well.
And I don't know, I find the door interesting as well.
It's sort of darkish magenta, kind of purpley.
Purple heading into red.
Yeah, like your hair. I have to say, I don't love the trim color next. I don't know. It feels a little bit too monochrome with the roof and the trim and the house kind of all being different shades.
The trim is dark cyan, listener, since apparently the two hosts of this are incompetent at actually describing what they see.
That is very true. We need guests. Guests are good for us.
Yeah, okay, so what if the trim was the same color as the door? That sort of same magenta.
Maybe if the door and the trim just switched.
No.
Okay. Well,
No, I think the door color, because it has the big, fancy medieval-y hinges, and then the door knocker, it has a real sense of whimsy.
Yeah, I like how the door pops too. So that kind of makes me forgive the weirdness of the trim. Wait, isn't cyan green?
No.
What?
It's gray blue.
Oh.
See, this is evidence of how clueless we are when it comes to colors.
Except Quinn.
I learned cyan when I was in third grade thanks to playing Minecraft I've been playing Minecraft since
Quinn should be hosting
grade.
this and we should be guests.
This house would not work if it was any other color roof. So the roof is black and the entire house is a blackish gray and the entire house is white.
With black trim.
Yes.
I think it's a little too stark for me, but I think that's more due to personal preference than just the house.
I think it would be so boring, but it kind of has a whimsical sort of architecture going on. They've got a nice pointy roof and another pointy roof and all sorts of shapes everywhere.
Think about a fairy tale cottage, but if it was big and made out of concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has this it has this door with a rounded top and a very cute window in the center, and to either side there's these beautiful lantern-like things with this red shade of glass, and in front there's an arch, one of those metal arches, and it has just vines growing up it, and there's vines growing up some of the sides of the walls.
And the top of the pergola, arch pointy thing, totally matches the top of the lamp arch pointy thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan of that.
And also, it sort of matches the peak of the roof. I don't know. It all fits together.
There's a lantern here up front because this is all set back. There's a yard in the way, and it matches the lanterns by the door.
Oh, they've got a cool vase. It's like a sleeping decapitated head and plants are growing out of its ear. I don't know. I'm a fan of that part.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty sick.
I feel like I hope the inside of this house is colorful, though, because
Yes.
otherwise it would
Yeah.
be... Like, I hope the inside is as planty and colorful to make up for the garden.
To some degree, like, have you read Divergent?
No.
Basically, people are divided up into factions, and one of them is Candor, which is essentially all about truth.
Okay.
And they are far too dedicated to it. And their theme is very much white and black. But, like, their headquarters, there isn't color in it. It's just white and black because they don't believe in gray.
They should put on the Wizard of Oz glasses.
Guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that house. So we were when we were doing our audio test, we were talking about mac and cheese.
Uh-huh.
And if I'd say one thing about this house, I'd say sunflower is the charitable reading, mac and cheese is the uncharitable reading.
Or, like, maybe mac and cheese with a little bit too much mustard. Like, somebody just put mustard in their mac and cheese. Who puts
Yeah.
mustard in mac and cheese? Only
Probably
these
my
house
parents.
painters.
Your parents put mustard
Oh
in?
my god.
I have
your
no idea. I'm
parents.
just sort of guessing.
That seems like
But
something they would do.
Yeah. Would your mom really sink so low?
I'd be more concerned about my mom doing it than my dad because
Really?
my dad actually knows how to cook.
Oh.
And my mom just
yeah.
doesn't cook. So if she did cook, I could see it happening.
Yeah. Mustard the food, I'm all right with. Mustard the house?
There's just something slightly off about, like, I think maybe if it was a teeny bit more orange in some places. All the houses in this neighborhood have a high potential for whimsy. And I think if these guys had a ton of beautiful plants outside, whimsy up. I feel like I'm in the British countryside.
Maybe a little
Yeah.
purple in there.
Yeah, I feel like we tend towards brighter colors
Yeah,
that contrast. I feel like
I
for this
see.
house, the door should match the trim.
Okay, yeah. But I want a third accent color of some
Yeah.
sort. I want something that matches, like, some flowers. I want them to have flowers. I don't know. I also, their house, like, has a name. Like, they named their house, and it's, like, painted on their stone wall. And I feel like that's just, like, one step too far.
Well, arguably, on
okay.
the first
Yeah?
one, the house was named Winter. So
Oh, I didn't like that. That was, like, 2 episodes ago. And the house was named Winter, and I thought that was stupid.
I
I
like
thought
the
it was
name
cool.
thing.
Okay.
That's apparent. I'm pretty sure British people do that.
Yeah. But, like, Britain's been around for a long time,
Also,
you know? This
yeah,
house isn't that
As
old.
I would say, as I like to say, British crying laughing emoji.
Is that just a thing?
You don't worry about it.
I will not worry about it. I will let, like, at least one of our listeners decipher that and find it funny.
One of our 0 listeners.
Okay, I am confident that my girlfriend will listen to this and my grandma will listen to this. My grandma does want to turn this into a history podcast, which, like, I'm kind of all about, but also I don't want to do research. So.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, like, she wants us to, like, research the history of our neighborhood and talk about how it used to be a horse track and stuff.
That would
Well, the
be
point is that we're
cool.
clueless.
Well, right.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Maybe we could bring on a guest that actually knows stuff. We could bring on my grandma.
you guys are just, okay, you guys, idiot, bring on guest, slightly less of idiot for being friends with you two. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that
Yeah.
means we're both idiots for being friends with each other, right? Like, so.
Yes, I would say so. But, like, Quinn, would you ever go and get up and make a podcast on your own?
At 8 in the morning.
No. So that's what we're here for. We're just the facilitator.
Listen,
Of your
I
greatness.
wrote like half a page yesterday.
Wow. I mean,
can
that
do
is more than I
things.
wrote.
I can do things.
You can do things. You can do things.
Sometimes. I'm gonna make my foam armor one day. There's a really pretty butterfly.
There is a really
listeners,
pretty
and
butterfly.
It's the same color as that mac and cheese house.
But it's nice because it's a butterfly.
And it has
contrast.
It's yellowy, orange, and black. And I don't remember what.
It's like a what's
monarch?
it called? Yeah, there we go. Okay, can I complain about this yard?
Fuck this house. You said that there was an explicit sign. I can swear.
You can.
I've been keeping it down for y'all though.
I appreciate that. I mean, I don't really care, but I appreciate it anyway. The yard is really big. Quinn, are you trespassing?
Okay, this is not trespassing.
A little bit of trespassing. You know, keep it sparky. We're not being monetized or anything because no one is listening.
Okay, here's my thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
Fuck lawns. All my homies hate lawns. Okay, backyard lawns? That's chill. You can run around in the backyard. I'm fine with that.
Quinn is now standing in the middle of the lawn, banging her cane on the grass.
This looks like some sort of shitty 70s house. I mean,
Yeah, They have one Japanese maple, and everything else is just blank and sad. They have some decorative rocks, and their lawn is kind of squiggle-shaped.
No plants. No plants.
And of course,
Gravel.
their house is white with cream trim.
It's just gravel.
It is squiggle-shaped, but it's so, like, obviously, like, cut to that exact
It's
shape.
unattractively squiggle-shaped.
It's unattractively squiggle-shaped, but it's also deliberately proving that they're willing to put a lot of money into something that looks ugly, but yeah.
Right. It's like you have all of this time and money and like lawn space.
Liam, please talk about this roof.
Oh, well, the roof is
Oh.
just, like, white.
What's going
Exactly.
on?
Which means that the roof has a lot, like, it has like a ton of like black and gray spots because you don't make a roof white because roofs take damage because that's the point of a roof.
Yeah. Yeah, and it matches the house, which doesn't work because then it's all white.
Also, they have like an open air garage that's just like a ceiling for their cars.
Also,
and
the
it's really
overhang is
not
so
a nice
thick.
thing.
The overhang on the roof is so thick. This house, in one word or two words, I describe it as shitty 70s. That's my entire description of this house.
But I feel like something shitty 70s would be orange, and it's not orange, it's white, which kind of makes it worse. It's like trying to be edgy shitty 70s.
It's like this is some sort of character lives in this house,
Yeah.
and I don't like them.
Yeah. And they have the wrong kind of hair. It's too much hair.
Do you think they have Jimmy Neutron hair?
Who's Jimmy Neutron?
Okay. We're gonna move past that.
Okay, sorry. Oh, okay, this isn't painted, but I don't know if we can. Oh, it is. It is painted a little bit.
Sabina, the point is just houses.
Let's take a look at this house. There is so much going on here. Whoa, I don't know
Whoa.
where to start here.
Well, it's a cream house with white trim, but it's painted brick.
When you start seeing this house, the first thing you notice is this fence. It's a black metal fence with like, it's a really pretty fence in my opinion. Roses, and it's all super spirally, which is my favorite shape. And like the spirals look like they're forming hearts, and there's leaves and roses. Very whimsical, very fairy tale. And then you turn and you look at the house and you go, what is going on here? Because
Okay, so I do like the top. That sort of triangle shape, because it
But
looks like a
it's so
sun.
big.
that's what, okay.
It's so big. It's like
The house
the sun of a house. Like, you know, what about just
It
the
would
regular
work.
sun?
This
You
house,
would like it if it was any other color.
I would like it if it was small and another color.
let me just say something about this house. This house is like a reasonably sized house. This house, they have like pillars and this huge like roof thing with like with these sun rays shooting off from it's white and everything's white.
And cream.
And cream. But it looks like it looks like it's meant to be 10 times bigger. Then they went, oh shit, this is the plot size we have, and just scaled it all down.
Yeah, I want there to be like fountains and fireworks that go off.
This is going to be the only house you ever say that to in this neighborhood.
Yeah, this is the only. This is like the one time I see a house and go, this needs to be bigger. Okay. Also, there's an upper balcony, so the front porch. There's a porch and it has these like the pillars, the classic pillars, and then above that there's a. It's just like, it looks like someone just took the balcony from below and just placed it above on the second story, and that second story has the fence on the wall, and like the fence they put it all over this house.
They were really excited about the fence. I don't know. I feel like
I'm not
if
thrilled.
the house weren't there, I'd love it. Like the
Yeah.
garden's great. I don't actually. Their lawn is kind of too big.
They have. I really like the maroon red door.
Yeah, I like the red door. I feel like it would be nice if they had a little more red. I mean,
don't know why-
I can't love a house that's named or that's painted after the name of our podcast, which is followed by other modern horrors.
Yeah.
know?
Also,
I might call this a modern horror.
I don't. Painted brick can work, but painted brick in this scenario makes it look weirdly modern, which is like the painted brick looks
Yeah.
weirdly modern next to
I mean,
everything else.
my spiel about painted brick, which I gave in the last episode, is that it's like getting a tattoo and then giving your skin to somebody else when you move out of the house. There is no undoing painted brick. You are always stuck with it. You can never unpaint
That's
brick.
true. That's true.
So perhaps I'm just nitpicking here, but there's a political sign out in the front.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's not centered. It's like under a tree, And I feel like if they actually wanted people to notice it, they'd put it in the middle.
And they have two of them, but they're not, I don't know. It's like the center feature of their lawn, and I'm not somebody that would willingly put that political sign in my lawn.
They have two lawns, so they have their lawn is split by the path leading up to the house.
Oh, there's a cat! There's a cat.
Where?
There's a cat. It's
Where?
over there. It's like it's at the end on the right side of the lawn where there's a little hedge, like where there's the security sign and a little hedge, and then there's a cat.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there's a cat.
It's a gray
lurking
tuxedo
behind
cat.
some bushes, and the cat is looking at us, and they're
Its name
so
is Mark.
cute. The cat is gray with like a white little mouth and a white chest, and it's precious.
It is. It's so
Precious.
nice. Hi, Mark. Hi, you're such a lovely cat. You are. I know. I forgive you for living in a terrible house. It's not a terrible house.
You
It's
are
just
incredible.
ugly.
You are incredible. I adore you. I love you. I wish the best. Thank
Bye,
you.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Anyway,
Anyway.
do you guys want to hear about my house plan? Oh no, we have to talk about this next house. But
Oh
after
my
that, you guys
God.
can hear about my house painting plan.
Maybe we should hear about your house painting plan first. Because
No.
This is just too much sad.
Okay.
See, I feel like, we've had
tan,
two different...
brick,
Okay, well, we're
sad,
gonna break this
tan,
up by
brick,
my
sad.
by my great house painting plans. So, when I grow up, I'm gonna live probably in this one house in the woods, and it has like,
A particular house in the woods?
yes, you know. So pretty much, it has like these cedar shingles on. I think they're cedar, but like it's like has this like cedar like plated like the outside walls are cedar. Like you don't want to paint. Think it's cedar. I don't know. They're wood. You don't want to paint that because they're not wood beams. They're like imagine like dragon scales, but made out of wood and on the house. And that's not the sort of thing you paint, right? So here's my plan. Now listen to this. Invisible glow in the dark paint. We paint eyes all over the house, so you can't see them. And you go because there's a lengthy driveway that leads to this house. And you're coming down the driveway, and it's at night. You're really tired. You know, you're kind of spooked out because it's a difficult driveway. And you turn the corner, and there's this house, and it is covered in eyes. Wouldn't that be?
I would be
Just-
really excited about
That would be great.
I feel like that would be
we should
terrifying.
definitely
Can
do
you
that.
make some of them animatronic so they wink at you?
That kind of defeats the purpose.
That would be
but-
terrifying.
But it would be so great.
And that's
It'd
what
be
I want to
great.
paint my house.
Yeah.
That's
Please
how
make
I-
them
But,
all
okay,
different
Quinn,
colors.
so because then if I ever
No,
have
they're glow in
children,
the dark.
Yeah.
glow in the dark can be different. Oh
Yeah.
well, maybe not. Quinn,
Yeah.
if I ever have children, I need you to do that so that you can be a very good creepy aunt.
Yes,
that's
my
that's
life
my
goal
whole
is to
motivation
be
for that.
the creepy aunt. I would also take the very rich and eccentric aunt / Uncle Bilbo route.
I feel like those could go hand in hand.
They can.
They can.
They can.
All right.
Okay,
well,
now we gotta talk about
after
this
that
house.
break, let's talk about this house.
Cream house, white trim indeed.
And
Oh,
brick.
boy.
I feel
I
like
feel like this is more like a brick house with...
it's beige house white trim.
Yeah.
And then they
It's
have black
beige
trim.
cream, which is the worst sentence I have ever said.
And then I know the roof doesn't matter, but this roof, like, I feel like it
Oh
could
my-
have fit a red roof. And also, what if it just weren't brick? What
This
about
is
that?
Such we have to break down this house piece by piece. So the majority of
Brick
the
by
house
brick.
is brick, and it has a very beautiful shape. It has some really pretty chimneys. I'm a big fan of the brick part.
Also, giant useless front lawn. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, we're gonna move past that. We can't. There's just too much to unpack here.
That Quinn is sitting on, so I guess it's not that useless.
Yeah,
Well, this little segment of it is useful, and the rest...
yeah. So, what's the architecture style? It's the one where there's like beams of wood, exposed beams of wood, because you want to look like you're from like New England or like England or whatever.
Or, like, I don't know, the Netherlands? Is that a
I don't
thing?
know,
I feel like
but,
that's
like,
a thing. Like,
It's
Europe.
this one type, and then the like
I clearly know everything about houses.
The houses in the Netherlands are side by side, so they're actually connected.
Oh, they're like, yeah, I remember
And that is not this at all.
it's
No.
like that. Oh my gosh. Okay,
This is
it's this
by
one.
itself.
How I describe it is people who say ye old and then add an e to the end of old.
Right. Or shop,
Which,
S-H-O-P-P-E.
okay, to be fair, I'm actually not going to go on a tangent, but the other why we have ye old is because they use Y to represent the symbol thorn, which represented the TH noise on printing presses. That's a whole nother subject. So it's the old, but everyone says ye. It looks like people go ye olden, you know, those type of people, and it has a stupid font. That's what this house feels like. Yeah, it's this fake wood type where it has the fake exposed beams of wood, and normally the beams of wood are black and the house is white, but the beams of wood are whitish cream, and the house is pinkish beigeish cream, which is so bad.
I don't like.
Now, can I say something I do like? The door has this minty pear green with and it has gold. It has a gold knocker and a gold handle. And green and gold is one of my top 5 favorite color combos. So
I have to say, I think it would be nice because they've got this the house number right next to it, and it's black and sort of
painted
brassish.
It's black and brassish gold.
And if the knockers were the same kind of brassish gold, I feel like that would look a little bit more a little less shiny new fake.
Do you guys see that dragonfly? There's a dragonfly just in the sky high above the house.
I do not.
So that's crazy.
That's
That's
cool.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
Great, moving on.
Okay, so we are nearing the end of our podcast. We're going to have to wrap it up.
Well, I realized we talked about something on our first episode that Quinn has not talked about yet, and that is her house.
Yes.
So yesterday, I made Quinn listen through the first episode, and one of the things she said was that her house is a cream house with white trim.
It
is. We can interview an exclusive owner of a cream house white trim.
Yeah, so my house I live in a nice 2-story house. My house is just white. It has a gray roof, I believe.
Is your house not green?
Not green.
Okay.
It
I
has
have
a
known
blue
this
porch.
person for pretty much my whole life, and I have never moved once.
But
And
your
you
house
haven't painted
just
either.
feels like it's green.
It does feel like it's green. There's something about your house that says it should be
What are
green.
you guys talking about?
Pardon the airplane.
So it is an airplane this time.
Yeah, well, it was an airplane last time. I just don't know anything about airplanes.
Got it. Or helicopters then.
Or helicopters.
I am a tiny bit afraid. Listener, I will admit I am a tiny bit afraid of airplanes. Not flying on them, just when they fly overhead.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they'll just fall out of the sky.
No,
on
they're
you.
just very noisy.
Yeah.
I
they're
used
sort
not
of a
to be afraid
rarity
of them.
right now.
Well, yeah. I haven't actually noticed fewer, but I'm also, because usually, now
there
I'm
have
in
been
quiet environments more often.
So I play a game where when I hear an airplane, I have to run and hide.
I see.
There's definitely less airplanes. I have noticed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, why don't we do this last one and then pick a favorite and sign off?
Whoa, we gotta talk. Can we talk about that roof on that house?
Yeah. I think so. I think this should be our wrap up. Is talking about this roof.
I love the roof. It's very colorful. It's red. It looks like it has those
It looks like it's made of water slide parts.
Each individual shingle is rounded.
It's
and
really curvy.
I can't describe it. It is like water park. You're right.
I don't like the house because it's the same kind of sad brown as my house currently.
It's interesting that it's all raised. The driveway goes up, and the result is that you can't see a whole ton of the roof, so it's not like the red really... It pops, but it's not like it takes your vision over.
Mm-hmm. But also it's a relatively short house.
Yeah. I am mesmerized by how on the corners of the roof there's these giant water slide pieces that are going down, and they are much smaller than the normal individual pieces, and it's mesmerizing.
Yeah, I feel like I am neutral meh on this house. I see where you're coming from, but I'm not such a fan of the roof.
It looks like I'd get the roof looks like a place where I'd get a pina colada flavored slushy with no alcohol.
I feel like someone is
Pina
kind of
coladas
reminiscent.
have alcohol, right? You can tell I'm a
I think so.
I feel like you're
I am
feeling sort of
15.
reminiscent of, when we could go out and do that kind of stuff.
When were you going out and getting pina colada slushy?
I wasn't.
Liam?
The point is you can't go out to do most things right now.
Also,
Well, right.
when I said pina colada flavored slushy, I mean it's pineapple flavored, but they called it pina colada, and it's
right.
yellow.
And they give it to
then
you
when
with
it melts,
if
it
you
looks
buy
like piss.
enough, or the souvenir cup, it comes with sunglasses.
Yes. Can you? It has a sun, and the sun is wearing sunglasses and smiling.
That's the souvenir cup.
And that's where that's the roof of this house would sell something like that at a tropical themed amusement park.
Okay, I just gotta
with
say,
fake bamboo.
Sun wearing sunglasses.
Big fan. Me.
It's like sun.
Seems a little hypocritical.
It seems like it's like the sun is trying to protect other people. It's like wearing a face mask. You know, you're not so much protecting yourself as protecting other people from your
Speaking of which,
does the sun have like laser eyes? Like, well, I guess kind of.
I mean, I think the sun should just be wrapped in sunglasses. Like
the sun's eyes
oh my God,
are
the
too.
sun has lots of eyes. I want a picture
I was going to say
it's just the sun wearing sunglasses all the way down.
Big fan of. Can we get? Yes, Eldritch sun just covered in eyes.
Okay,
Anyway, the eyes of the sun are too great for our minds to comprehend. It would break us all to see us, or maybe it would enlighten us, but we would only appear mad to the outside, the eyes, and that's why the sun wears sunglasses.
My guess is the listeners will take my position on this, which is interesting, but I don't get it. So let's keep going.
Think about this, the sun, but they're an Eldritch horror. I'm a big fan of Eldritch horrors.
Yeah,
What
okay,
is it?
well,
What? Okay, I'm gonna move on.
we're running out of time, so I think we should choose a favorite house and then sign off.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
I feel like the first
It was the first
house,
two.
The first two. I liked the second one a lot. That was black and white and had the like nice little pergola, mostly because I learned the word pergola recently, and it makes me feel like I know something, and I'm really fancy and special.
I'm just kind of still mesmerized by this roof. I don't like the house, but the roof is drawing me in.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
All right.
That's
Liam, what about
that's
you?
my favorite roof.
It's between the first two for me, off the record. What was the first one like again? I just remember I liked it, okay?
It was cyan. I compared it to Minecraft.
On the record, Liam doesn't remember the first house. Yeah, no, it was like...
You know, this is why I'm editing.
It was like all the different shades of, like, blue.
Oh, blue.
Yeah.
I think that... It's that or the second one.
Yeah, the second one's for sure my favorite.
The second one is my favorite.
Okay, I'll
But
join you
I
on the
did
second
like
one.
the cat. I just really hated that house, but I liked the cat.
I'll join you on the
say
second one.
that
I think it needs color. It needs a bit... I would like it if it had more color, but I like the theme.
The second
Yeah.
house is my favorite. The last roof is my favorite roof. That one 70s house is my least favorite roof. Also probably my least favorite house overall.
I think the 70s house and the house with the cat are tied for least favorite, except I really liked the cat.
The cat
so.
gets 10 out of 10.
The
10
cat
cats out of
wins. The
10
cat's name
cats
is
out
Mark.
of 10 cats.
All right. I think we'll leave it at that. Quinn, thanks for making our wreck of a podcast slightly less of a wreck.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it very much.
And I suppose you'll hear us next week.
Yeah, wow. Tune in next week. Subscribe. Do whatever. All of that.
Tell them you like me being here so I can come back.
Yes, you know,
No, actually,
whatever.
they can't stop me.
Leave a review.
Well,
we
they
can't
can,
actually stop you.
But they
Well,
can because when they normally record the podcast, I am asleep.
Yeah, that's true. We
Because-
normally record at 8 in the morning.
My sleep schedule is about 3 to 11. I was going to say something mean, but I kind of chickened out.
I could say something mean. Ready? Okay. No, I can't. I'm trying so hard.
Well.
I hope you fall off your unicycle backwards and bruise your foot. Liam and I are just learning to ride a unicycle. That's a whole separate shenanigan. Maybe we'll talk about it next episode. Leave you on a cliffhanger. All right. Thanks for listening.
Farewell.
Thanks for listening to Cream House White Trim and Other Modern Horrors. This podcast is hosted and produced by Sabina Oldham and hosted and edited by Liam Miller Castles. Our guest this week was the lovely Quinn Thomas. Special thanks to the cat named Mark and also Colin Oldham for taking our logo picture. New episodes are out every Monday, and I think you can even subscribe. Wear your mask, wash your hands, be anti-racist, have an excellent day. Okay, bye.